Kavanahs here because we're in two of the most interesting places. Because I looked a little bit ahead at the Sifra and there's some very rich stuff there. But let's finish this one. We're on page Shin Men Aleph, and let me make sure I'm doing everything right. Yeah, okay. We're on number Pay because we read the top part just a little bit. He said, "V'kasher yotzach of Rishimu shalamocha the benimim shalanok." So we understand at nighttime the mocha leave. Shazuch of Anuk, he parts of Rachel Hanikwas Karasapayas. Azach of Rishima, the Mocha, the Nuk, Yotzach of Bechidas Alayla, that goes out at the beginning of the light, Yotze at that time. When Nikta was so good with the Zer Ampit. But Nissan, Sach of Mishal, the Rishima, to have Mocha and the Nuk, who be Mako, Shimamanda, of Beyantzach of the Mocha Shalom, of Bechidas. So where does it comes from the place where it goes to the place where it originally came from? Because they the Vinayas and Spartzuf in order to be able to parts. So this is where her place is. Because the beginning that the Hara came out from that place in order to build the parts of the Nook. So now we see that the Rishimo Shalamochim. I mean, I have a little question about that, but I'm not gonna dwell on it right now. He says that Rishimo, the Nook, only Besocha Chaza, so it stands in the middle of course, the Pila now is in the chat. So now a Ha'ara comes out from that place. The higher Al Hanok Ashech to shine on the Nook, which is down below it. So the reason why I said this is because we're constantly hearing that the Nook is built out of the Nai of Zeranpet. And I'm assuming, and then you see in the Rishash it talks about building of the Nook from I guess really a part of Zeranpin, and then growing from the different shrashim. Remember that? So it sounds to me like if she's actually being filled, so to speak, from the chazer, or built from the chazer, that that the shefer from the chazer must go down. I don't know. That you go down like pour down into the dough. I'm not sure how that works. B'sham b'chazer the zecha b'omer the b'shem b'chavashal rachel the nik was nukzah. Meir b'chav in the azach alecha b'bechinas or makif. So it makes. I'm not sure where we're at here. He says that it makes an or makif. B'zosnis ba'arel shahashinuyim sheyeh ben chayom ben alayla. So he says this. We can understand from here the differences between day and night. He said, but be'ez tefillos at the time of tefillah, shahaz heim hazav heim chanok mekamlim mochim shleimim b'pidiyusim mamish. So while we're davening, that we're getting to yichud. La'achacha tefillah b'shachar shavuos hayom, but then the rest of the day, shahaz hamochim yotzim and hazav v'nokvei. The Na'asim Mekivim al Roshech and the Rock of Rishimo Shalamochan Nisharna Besoch Zon. So they've lost their Rishimos, and now their Mochin are gone, but the Rishimos left. Machbis came Hagan Shalamochan Bezun the Stalkum Bechem Ma'acha Tefillah. So we said that even though that the Mochin left, the garment of the Chem Mekiyos owned them Ach Ba'ach, and they cause as a result of that they're standing Ach Ba'ach. But since that Shima was still there, the Cheng Hazun Nisharna B'midas B'Duvasam B'Kol Yom Kula. But even so, and even though that they lost the Mohin, they were able to maintain their height. And also of Af Shalom B'Shas Tefillah, even if it's not Tefillah time. But then at nighttime, that's the way we had said the order is. Now at nighttime, Yotzev Nistalik Benazon. So then these Rishimos leave. And that's what causes Zah to shrink down. So she goes back to Shorish number 1, she goes back to the just being a dot. So the Zman HaShlishi, Shlishi, Shlishi Gufe Yesh Kiluk Nosiv Bein Rishima Yotzev Rosh Zerah. And there's going to be a difference here now between that Rishima Shehu Olav and Asa or Makif the Zah, Ve'edach HaRishim Shel Benok, B'tziyasa B'menu, who nektiv because of the Zah B'Bisham, who Meir the Nok. So the Nok has no Rishimo, but the Rishimo, her Rishimo, is now inside of their Anpin and shining onto her. Okay, back again. The last line was with this Hagdama, Nuchel Levayer Masha Hikshinu Kodin V'chein Be'inyan Tefillin. So now we're able to understand or ask a question here of what happened Be'inyan Tefillin. Because after Tefillah, the day is gone, throughout the day, it remains inside of the Rishima is there. So therefore that's time of Tefillah. And this is because the Yeshimo, the Mochim, that remains within Zun. Vofen shall tefillin shall rosh romes al Yeshimo shall Mochim. So it says that the Vofen shall tefillin shall rosh romes al Yeshimo shall Mochim anishem beresha dezah, which is on top of the head of Zah. But the tefillin shall yad, that's the tefillin of the ratio. He said, but the tefillin shall yad romes al Yeshimo shall Mochim anishem beresha dezah. Shahach tefillin the ramazim al bikis and Mochim. So what is it about the tefillin? Tefillin represent really the breaking out of the Mochim and Resha Dezera B'Sod Tefillin. Of Ashar Shavus Ayom Agam Shenistalko Mochim, that even though, whereas we know that the Mochim are gone, Adaim Yesh Koch B'Rishim Shal Mochim and Nisha B'Sod Zun, there's still power in there. The Gevurot Mitzchol the Zah, in order to be able to fix up the Metzach of Zah, the La'az Bechinas Tefillin, and this Tefillin all day long, and that answers a question about how the Rishonim were able to wear tefillin all the time. Called zera b'hu b'yom daika, but it's only at nighttime. Sha'az ha-tefillin d'kochel yom na'asech mekoich b'shim chanal. So then the tefillin for the day you see come from the Rishim. Number tzadi hey, we still have a little bit more. He says mitzachilas a lot of it now. Already at the beginning of the night, sha'az b'zech b'nok ein afida b'chida b'shim shalamochim. Oz ein bechinas bechina shetetze b'tibalka because it mochel b'matzach zah. So therefore, there's no power or energy to be able to break them out of their armpit. And the high time of Lila loves a man's tefillin. So now Lila is not the time to fill. Vofen she'ein b'Lila al nachas tefillin shal rosh. So we see that at nighttime we don't have a nachas tefillin shal rosh. Kechat tefillin shal rosh. And keneged dezah ubelayla ein b'kiyas mochim b'reisha dezah, because there's nothing breaking out. Now he's not really talking about the arm tefillin. Let's see if he does. V'chein ein b'layla chanachas shel tefillin shel yad. So therefore also you don't do the tefillin shel yad. Why? Kechat tefillin shel yad ein keneged enok. It refers to the nok. V'kein shagam min enok lo yotzin mochim b'layla. We don't have any mochim that come out at nighttime. V'chein b'layla ein zaman tefillin klal. Ein shal rosh, v'hein shal yad. So, okay, that's where we're stopping right now. And this is going to be today is, what day is today? I don't know. And we'll stop here. And we'll go over to the Sifra Tzniuta, and we'll see what's playing over there. Let's see, what am I doing? I don't know. Trying to stop the recording that I'm doing here. So we're going to go to the Sifra Tzniuta, and we're going to start the one that says Sampira Ba'adroi. So, and let's see how far we can go. Ooh. Okay. Wait a second. Okay, we're still on. You still can hear me, okay? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's see what this says. Bir inyan sampir ba'advoy. So we have this weird phrase, which really advoy I think means. And he says it over here too. He says it means a goral. So he said Kavarnis bar la'el bekamba biurim shonim ein shon. Benaskem inyan kan b'chashlomo shar biurim. So we're starting here. We're gonna make a conclusion on the rest of the biurim. Kinere bebircha b'shulda b'vicha rizal b'arnecha b'milah sampir ba'adboy. So we would say, like according to the Gwa, so Yisod the Nikra sampir. So he said the Yisod, which is called sampir, who bechelko. Now, what does that mean? Via inyan b'arno shach Yisod who bechelko the zer anpin. The Yisod is in really the portion of zer anpin the hashpia bo in order to pour out to him. Orcha chasadim shal yichud. Now we heard that idea in the last time that we were learning this. The va'aras asavta the devoyer al pi the ritabu bedrush halulo besod is Yalid Yosef. I'm Shams is a drush over there. I'm not sure which one it was. Va'atach shar habiurim bezeh behem. And so now we're going to come to the rest of the biurim. He says. He says, "Bir Yaakov Sham, Bir Kan Lefia Dark Olanal." So he says in the or Yaakov, I'm sorry. He said of the ARI Kan Behishtalshlish Madregas the Kedusha Bebechinas Dinim. So he says that as the Madregas are built, they're built out of dinim, something like that. Behinecha with the Tiza, Bir, Behemshech Maimer Kan, Baal Lomer the Lo ARI Bebechinas Nachash Vatanim the Klipos. So kind, the Hevel, now it's not talking about them. That's a way we can understand the Nachash Vatanim, but it's like the Hevel, but Maimer HaKodim. Ella Ira is dog tahor, the kedusha. So some kind of a dog. Dog is gematria 7. She says tahor the kedusha sheyesh lo simone kashros shel sanpir, which has some kashros to it. The zechadush on the sanpir ba'adbo. Kolomer simin tahara shel sanpir who bechelko. Here he calls us adboy chelko. So the shonosham. So this is actually a quote. He says, Indian culture, the culture that we've been talking, it's a difficult idea. Who, Yachas Machanos of Kedoshim, what it is drawing together the different Machanos of Kedusha. Magam Omer Sanpir. So that was the concept of Kalta, Bakadra. So ma omer besanper shemara al echad misimone kashrus behind the sanper. So it's talking about something kosher. But who marshal el hagadelim beyond it's really trying to teach us about creatures that grow in the sea. Behind the van Ibrahim malchus. Those are things that are created from malchus. So here he's creating. I'm just having trouble with my voice again. So here he says he's creating al echad simanon the kashrus behind the sanber. Let me see if I got this. There's something. Who marshal al hagadelim ba'aviyam. This is talking about those creatures that grow in the sea. And what does he say means by the sea? And those things, those creatures, or whatever he's talking about, that were created from malchus. And here we're talking specifically about sanpir. V'noida ki hey madregas rabos mishtalshlosh mezul. So the many madregas. And he says make madregas of dinim of kedusha. V'hainu omram kultra bekitroy sanpira ba'advoy. Those two phrases. Shehu tahor im hiyosh yesh bo din. It's tahor, but nonetheless it has din within. Behind so cholozim, and he said this is a spreading din. This is a din that actually is creation, the din of creation. I think that this is the beginning idea that we had, is how in fact from the first tikkun, which is kale, that spreads out from or spreads that spreads out from them and creates a universe. So here we're talking about, he said, using the concept of dinim, the dinim kedusha. Behind his soul chalazon, and then he says this is also the season of the snail. Behind it the soul chalazon, which is a sea creature. Shagada b'yam ve'enu benira elevizman. Now this is a secret that I don't think we ran across any place before. Shuhu koach hadag, and he says b'hadin. He says dag goes with din. I'm not sure how that works. Baal hatechelis. So if you let me read it again, Shuhu koach hadag b'hadin ba'al techelis, the one who has the techelis. I don't know, the fish with the techelis. Shuhu gavan adin, because techelis, which is a green blue, is the color of din. Hamakalach, it's a coal that is able to actually consume everything. Vahu so bechinas ishtalshus adinim b'kedoshim. Guess my voice is still not strong. The Haila so madregos the metat. Now all of these different things that he's putting in together. Metat, who is the Malach of Olam Yitzira. He says the Hainu so madregos the metat kolo elef bechinas. It has within it 1,000 different aspects. That's metat. Let me read this again. So go back again. He says that chalazon, right? Where we're with the chalazon. So chalazon shagada b'yam ve'idu nira ela bizman shu koach hadag, which is the koach hadag v'hadid. So it only appears at certain times. Baal techelis. So this is where the techelis come from. Shehu gavan adin hamakala. That's a coal. This is the color of din that's able to consume everything. But who's so bechinas ishtalshus of dinim, and it's the secret. He says techelis is the secret of the development of dinim and kedoshim. The Hainu so madregus the metat. Now here we go. The different levels of metat. He said, what? Comparing this to the cholos. Kol elef bechinas, that the metat has 1,000 different bechinas in. And one of them, who so the cholazon, is the secret of the snake. Let me bring this down a little bit. Of the snail. The soda who so the din amishtalsho b'yored. So its secret is that it's din that keeps developing and going down into the physical world, becoming more and more physical. That's that phrase, kultra bekitroi, who kosher she'enu dag tome. Kashnayim elu kodmim elasan pira the advoy shene echas bekodesh yesh lo sanpir. So he wants to say sanpir has some extension of kadusha, ayin shon, or b'ora. Let's see, I got myself some lozenges. Let me try them and see if that helps. Okay, so that was that idea. Let's go to another one here. Pirish Maurice Saruk. Bir kan lefidarko anal. So now he explains. Shanachash de klipa kolet tipim shel shavirus akelim de gedusha. So the nachash of klipa has within it tipim shel shavirus akelim de gedusha. Once again, Ein Sham, the Lizech of Mavara Khan Ode, the Zalashona. Sanpira Ba'adboy. So he had this Sifra, again, this phrase. What does it mean? Pirish. Call Zeh is Galio Kultra Bakitri Sanpira Ba'adboy. So this goes on to that idea. The Sanpira, the Haim Osius Par Nisi. So it's these words. So there's actually an aleph in there that he's not dealing with, but that's what he says. Now, what does he say? Hayin Shorish HaGevurah Shehem Osius Mansipach She'olim Par, that they come to the gematria of 280. Par, that's part of the word. Veish Lechem Kuf Kaf Serufim Kaminyan Nisi. So then it has 120 combinations. Now this is using, once again, he did this previously, using permutations and combinations to actually make a drush. Behind the Ka'ama Moshe Rabbeinu, all of the Shalom and Mechomas Amalek, Havaya Nisi. Kalomer Havaya Shehi Rachamim Lokach Koach Elo HaKlipos. It takes the power of these klipos Amarnosh Aim Begoralo Shalachivya, which come from the portion of the snake. Vahake as a Malek Shuhu Anachashazim, and it strikes a Malek. Let's go back to a little bit, back up a little bit, so I could get. He says the word Sampiro could be broken down into two words, Par and Nisi. And what does it mean? In Par we understand Mansapach, which are sweetened dinim actually. Hanu Sharish Gevurah Shehem Osius Mansapach She'olim Par. B'yesh Lechem Kuf Kaf Serufim. Any word. Sorry about this, but any word of 5 letters could be made into 120 combinations. So now you're taking the combinations of 280, I guess, of this 280. Behind the Chavayan Nisi, Hashem, and he uses the word Nisi, but he's talking about the combinations of let's see, what was the word? He said of the Mansapach. Cholomer Chavaya Shehi Rachamim. Loka Koach Eloha Klipos, it takes the power of these klipos. Shamarna Shehem Begorol Shal Chavaya. Shalachivya, that are these klipos are really in the portion of the chivya. Vahake as the Malek Shu al Nachashazeh, kills Malek. Behind the Ka'am Sanpiri Ba'ad Boy, that's what it means when it said Sanpiri Ba'ad Boy. What does that mean? Kolomer, Kasher Nizgala Sanpiri Ba'ad Boy, when you see the Sanpiro in the Adboy. Now what is it? The Ainu Pimusho Shorish HaGevuros. He means that Sanpiri Ba'ad is the Shorish of the Gevuros. So he says, Par, Nisi now, Shehem Tiping the Kedusha, Shehem Begoralo, that are in that Goral, in that portion. Shalachivya, Shekolta, Bekesha, Besod, Kashkashes, Kedlael. Now he says, he's talking here once again about multiplication, but here he's talking about multiplication in the Klipos, and the Dinim Kashim. Shuhachivya Shekalto Bekashro Besod Kashkashes Kedlael. So he brings all of this in, gathers it together. I guess it's Bekashros in a bundle or in a net. So Kashkashes Kedlael. Shatargam shall gorel hu advi. So this is where you see that word. The word is gorel. So it comes into all of these different pieces, come into its net, so to speak. And then the Kedusha sees that there is a culture of Bekitroi, Kolomer, Hatipim shall the Kedusha. He said the Holshan is Galo Hatipim shall Kedusha, Nechlash Koyach Achivim. It weakens the power of the snake. Atan. Rei Hemshak HaBibir Be'inyan Esba Reishe L'Chalal. I guess that's it. Well, still not back together again, but working on it.